Hey YouTube, how are you doing today? I hope you're well wherever you're at today. I'm Jeremiah from New Life Counselling. Hey, in the last video we talked about drugs of choice, all right, that some people have. And I mentioned at the very end, a drug of choice that is often not viewed as an addiction or a drug. And I'm going to be honest, you're not probably going to find a lot of literature about this. So this is one of those buyer beware, controversial. You may want to turn this off now, because I'm about to say some stuff that may not be agreed upon or may not be understood or believed in or agreed with. That means it's controversial. So please, if you're not comfortable with that, turn it off. Stop watching. What I'm talking about today is a different drug of choice. It's called the love addiction. The love addiction, which in common terms or in therapeutic terms is often known as codependence. Codependence is not necessarily in literature viewed as a drug. It's not viewed as an addiction. But it's interesting when we look at what is often known as relationship cycles. Another relationship cycle is known as the cycle of violence within domestic violence or intimate partner violence, which is the more common term today, or the modern term. When we look at these cycles and when we look at addiction cycles, all right, what are we talking about cycles? I'm all good, I'm not going to use, I'm starting to feel, I'm tempted, and then, I used, and I feel horrible, I shouldn't have done that, and then, okay, no, I'm not going to do this ever again, and I'm good, look at me, I'm sober, I'm doing good, I did it again. There's the cycle, all right? Whether it's violence, whether it's addictions, and the other one is relationally. Within codependency, there's a very clear, similar but different pattern, and it could be like, I'm okay. I'm okay being single. I'm all good. I'm content. I'm good. But I really would like a girlfriend. I need a girlfriend. I need a boyfriend. Oh, if only I had a man in my life, it'd be awesome. And then all of a sudden, you get into a relationship and you realize, mistake. And now you're like, how do I get out? I got to get out. And maybe you do actually get out. And then you're like, I can't believe I did that. Why do I keep doing that? And then, of course, the consequences of modern day relationships. I'll let you put two and two together what those are. And then all of a sudden you're like, I swear I'm never going to do that again. And then next thing you know, oh my gosh, how did I find myself in a relationship again? And it's even worse than before. See, these are relational cycles that happen in some people's lives over and over and over again. If that's you, let's talk about this. Keep listening, please, all right? If that relates to you. If not, turn it off, go to the next video, all right? Because we're talking about relationships, specifically codependency, or what I call the relationship drug of choice, codependency, all right? That being said, here's what we're talking about. In relationships, when we use this term codependency, what is that? Well, it's co, which means you need two people, all right? Like cooperators or collaborative, all right? It takes two or more working together. And that but it's a dependency. Interesting, right? Like a drug. I have a dependency on nicotine. I have to have that smoke, man. Or a dependency on alcohol. I need another drink. Geez, just one drink isn't enough. Most people have 2 or 3 and I end up with 12. That's a dependency. Well, in this case, it's a codependency. Two people who have this unhealthy need to attach together, and they end up as I call it the codependent song of the decade, all right? We found love in a hopeless place, right? Rihanna, all right, I believe was the artist, all right? And yet when you think about it, we found love in a hopeless place? I want to find love in a good, healthy place. I want to be healthy. I want you to be healthy. And I want to find that love in a healthy place. And yet, if I'm finding love in a hopeless, less hope of a place, that's not good. That's not good at all. what do we do about that? What is that all about? Well, this is where we have two different, and again, I'm talking right now just for those who are maybe know a little more about codependency in a very broad, generalized, probably oversimplistic form, but it's simply this. There's often one person over here who's way over here. See, together, this would be the healthy area of relationships. But these two individuals, often it can be different areas, all right, in their unhealthy relationships. But the far extreme styles go like this. There's the person over here who's like, I need a relationship. I need you. In that creepy, quivery voice that makes our spine tingle and shiver, right? Over here, we've got the person who is independent. I don't need nobody. I can do everything. Well, I like that SCX thing, but I can do it all myself. I guess you can. You can read between those lines. All right. We've got these two extremes, and what will often happen is they will, in their extreme unhealthy relational, I'll say disability, they actually will often find love in this hopeless place. The problem is, jump maybe not even 2 weeks. It's like, oh, can you help me? Oh, this is really hard. And this person's going, I already did this for you. Boy, you never thought you'd get a cool puppet show on this station, right? Wow. All right. Anyways, and this person's like, hey, I helped you last week. I helped you once already. Can't you figure it out? Oh, but you do such a better job at it. Oh, come on, help me one more time. Oh, fine. And there's the dance. There's, a different video we've talked a little bit about, but it's unhealthy. And then it goes around again. Jump a month, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years later. Oh, you'll help me, right? Oh, can't you figure it out? You're driving me crazy. Clash, clash, clash. You see, these extremes have to be brought in a healthier place, more centrally. And what I always like to tell specifically my couples clients is simply this. It's a place to where this person who needs relationship gets to a place to where they're like, you know what? I actually don't need you. I want you to be a part of this relationship. I really enjoy doing things with you, but I don't need you. But I really want to make this work out. See, same thing. The fully dependent person needs to go, no, I actually am wired for connection. I actually need to be with people. But when it comes to the relationship, I want to have this relationship with you. All right. And I'm realizing I can't do life on my own. It's healthy for me to do stuff with you. And I want to do stuff with you. But I also need you to demonstrate that you can do stuff on your own as well. But I also need help too sometimes. Because really, if I'm honest, I can't do everything by myself. That's ridiculous. All right, that's why it's an extreme, because that's where they get into trouble with that stuff. I can do it all. Okay, good luck. Or bye-bye, okay? Together, again, it's that tension then of where I actually don't need you. I want to be with you, but I also enjoy being with you. I want to figure this out and work this out. See, by the ways, this other thing is an unhealthy tension, but this is still a tension. Because it's still a place of ebb and flow of where sometimes we do need help. And that's okay. But it can't be all the time. This is where we have to take this relationship and figure out the healthy tension of not needing, but wanting to work things through. But also taking self-accountability to be healthily independent, but not fully unhealthily independent rather than dependent. But this person here also needs to learn to have hey, I figured it out. I can do this on my own now. I actually don't need your help. Well, I don't mind doing it a bit. Let's actually figure that out. By the ways, what we're talking about is again what's known as needs and wants within a relationship. And right below the surface area of needs and wants is this other category called roles and responsibilities. That's the who's going to do the dishes, who's going to pick up the kids, and all that kind of stuff. All right, I wanted to introduce this concept called codependency in order to be able to look at this different drug of choice that I like to call the relationship addiction. All right, because it's like an addiction. All right, but it can become, as an outcome, very unhealthy in its outcomes. And of course, here's the thing. It's one thing, unfortunately, with what I'm going to say, it's one thing to, let's say, overdose because of taking a drug or something, or too much of something, but that is a self-personal consequence that I'm dealing with, rather than a relationship that can lead to other things called little babies and other circumstances, or who owns what when we break up, that can lead to a lot of pain and turmoil, rather than working towards a place where we can have healthy, safe, caring, whole, interdependent, not codependent, not fully dependent, but interdependent, a place to where each person is responsible for their own accountability and responsibility, but are also allowing each other to be responsible and accountable towards each other. That's a different term that is known as interdependent. All right, lots of new words and concepts and definitions and stuff like that. But I wanted to talk about that other relational addiction called codependency and introduce that today. If that's something that you're dealing with, by all means, find a relationship therapist that can help you to be able to work either individually if the other partner's not willing to go, or to come together if both are willing to go, to be able to work through these things, to be able to find a healthy, safe, secure relationship that's whole together and interdependent on each other. All right. That's all I've got for today. All right, YouTube. I hope wherever you are at, that you have a great rest of wherever you're at. All the best, and we'll talk to you soon.